Things situated at the last minute. Welcome to everybody. We have a couple people that are here with us today too. And one of them you can kind of see. And anyway, Dr. Ann did a video for us for her medical minute. So I'll share that shortly. So anyway, there's a handful of you just can't see everybody. But welcome. It's so good to be here again. And I was just a minute ago thinking, it's the end of the day and I get to meditate now. Like, you know, when you do it long enough, you do get to that point where you really look forward to the quiet, like once you can still your mind a little bit, that it's a relief to just settle down into the quiet of meditation. So anyway, if you kind of are new to this and you haven't gotten to that point yet, it does come with time. So anyway, welcome to everybody. The quote that I have up here was from a conversation I had with Dr. Ann, and it comes out of her medical minute. Daily meditation increases the part of the brain responsible for joy and pleasure. And I thought, there is nobody that doesn't want more joy and pleasure. So I just love knowing that that's yet another, side benefit of meditation. So each week we've been, just getting together to get quiet and to continue to work on establishing a practice of regular meditation. And Dr. Ann and Dr. Dave have encouraged all of us to work on getting a regular meditation practice into our lives, which is why we're doing this, because they're, like, let's put feet to it and come alongside each other and do it together, because life is busy, but it's such a horrid way to say it, but there's a really big bang for your buck with meditation as far as what it does with your body. So Dr. Ann's medical minute today will get a little bit more into, give us some more food for thought on that and what it's doing for us physically, and even like the structure in your brain, which she said some stuff that you'll see in the video that I had not heard before, that I didn't realize. But I'm all about joy and pleasure, so I think that's great. All right, so each week we meet. You can come here to the office. Next week is actually our last week, but you can come here to the office, just let us know you're coming, or you can meet by Zoom. The cameras can be on or off. Usually there's some point you can pop in if you got 2 cents you want to share with what meditation is like for you. Then we usually add to our list. We've done that each week of why we meditate. So we do that this week as well. This week that's definitely fueled by what Dr. Ann has had to say. And then we meditate for about 15 to 20 minutes. We've been using guided meditation this week. Our meditation is by Melanie O'Brien. And I really like this one. It gives us a good new tool for meditating. This meeting is being recorded, and Dr. Dave will edit it to make sure that should you want to speak and share anything, that would be edited out so that your name would not show or anything you would have to say. So just want to let you know that. So we've had a challenge each week to try to establish a meditation practice in the intervening days from when we meet. And so I just every week want to encourage everybody, if that means you do it one time this coming week and you hadn't before, that's a win. So 5 minutes, 2 minutes when you get up in the morning, or somebody, a very smart person the other day said to me, when you're trying to start a new habit, attach it to something else you already always do. Like some people are like, oh, well, I always brush my teeth before I go to bed. Then meditate for 2 minutes after you brush your teeth. Like, attach it to something that is already like a really established habit, and that helps a lot. Maybe the end of the day is not the time. Some people are like, I would be asleep within 30 seconds, so that's not a thing. But maybe it's something in the morning, like you start your coffee maker, you put your kettle on, and then we'll go through our basic sequence for how we settle into meditation, and maybe attach it there. And again, it's a win. If you do 2 minutes, it's all of it's a benefit to you, and mind and body and soul. So what else? So each week we've settled into meditation, the basics being how we sit, how we breathe. We notice when our mind wanders, and we just bring it back to the breath and do it gently. Just getting comfortable with those basics of how that works. That is meditation, right there, plain and simple, and that will always work. We also added the idea of awareness, just being aware of what was going on around us, being present in our bodies and what's going on, the sounds. And then also we added mindfulness. So as thoughts come up, observing them, but trying to not get tangled up in them. Whenever I say that, I think of a bowl of spaghetti. My thoughts definitely get like that sometimes. So anyway, we're going to continue our practice today. We're going to set it into quiet. We're going to use our awareness to notice our senses, feelings that might be present. Kind of throwing that in there too. You might be feeling thoughts, and then we're going to learn this simple mindfulness technique that can help us to not get tangled up in our thoughts. And there's a number of those. We might learn another different one next week, but this is a good one. So anyway, but let's, I think it's good to set an intention before we get started as to why we meditate. So I'm going to go ahead and put Dr. Ann's medical minute up here, if I can manage it. And where am I? Here we go. Just 1 second. No, okay, so I'm not the most tech savvy. Bear with me real quick. There we go. Let's see what Dr. Ann has to say.
Hey, it's Dr. Ann. So after the past 5 weeks of meditating, I think we all are pretty aware of how meditation helps us feel more calm. But today I'm going to talk about how including meditation in your daily routine can actually affect your happiness and joy towards life. In fact, March 20th, a couple days ago, was International Day of Happiness, which is a global event arranged by the United Nations every year. And it's a reminder to us that being happy is a human right and is worth celebrating. So there's something called your happiness set point. In 1978, a team of psychologists published a study that revealed that lottery winners actually weren't all that much happier than hospital patients suffering from spinal cord injuries. The scientists discovered that the amount of happiness you have within you is based on genetics. Happier people naturally have more activity in the front portion of the brain. So even when unfortunate, stressful, or life-changing events happen, their brain chemistry will shift back towards their innately joyful nature within a few months. According to Psychology Today, meditation is the strongest mental practice that has the power to reset that happiness set point, turning you into a more joyful person by literally rewiring major areas of your brain. There's a neuroscientist named Sarah Lazar who's done a lot of studies on meditation practices and the impact that they can have. And her studies have shown that maintaining a consistent meditation practice leads to a thickening in a few major areas of our brain, which in turn increases our ability to cope with uncomfortable and difficult situations and stressors. So if you're naturally more predisposed to being overly worried or stressed out, meditating regularly can quiet those overactive areas and thicken the areas responsible for joy and pleasure. Meditation also shrinks the part of our brain called the amygdala. This is the section of your mind which controls fearfulness and anxiety. So the smaller that is, the happier you'll be as a whole. I think I quoted a study by the NIH a few weeks ago where they tested medical students and measured their cortisol levels before and after meditation. And cortisol is that stress hormone that too much of it leads to difficulty sleeping and anxiety and mood swings. So the study revealed that even just after 4 days of mindful meditation, their cortisol levels decreased significantly. The bottom line is that meditation is a very powerful tool that can instill a deep sense of calm, serenity, and also joy. Happy meditating.
She's so good. Oh, gosh. Oh. She's got it. Anyway, that was so good. So anyway, so we've had a running list. We've added each week of this list to why we meditate. And when we're all done, after next week, we'll send out the list to anybody that would like it for why to meditate. It really is a good thing to have around. And especially when life is so busy and you have to figure out how to justify, why am I doing this? Anyway, so we want to add to it, and it was really easy this week to add to it because we had Dr. Ann's. So why do we meditate? Happiness and joy. Oh my gosh, I really do love that woman. So regular meditation, she said, is the strongest mental practice that has the power to reset your happiness set point by literally rewiring major areas of your brain. Another one she mentioned is if you're experiencing stress or anxiety, meditating regularly can quiet those overactive parts of your brain and actually pick in the areas responsible for joy and pleasure. They're just huge. And then the third one is that in only 4 days of meditation, studies show that there's significant decrease in cortisol levels. And anyway, each one of those, I just think packs a wallop, and it's all very quiet and it's free. It's a win-win-win. So anyway, all right. So why don't we go ahead? I'm going to get started with our meditation. So get comfortable. And I'm gonna, just like I did, I think last week we did Melly O'Brien, same gal, giving us this new tool this week. And so it's, it's on my phone. Their app does not have a platform for the computer, so you're gonna get the audio. And yeah, it's about 15 minutes long. So again, I'm glad everybody's here. So
make yourself comfortable and settle in for this meditation. And when you're ready, allowing the eyes to gently close. And as a support to really relaxing into this moment, just inviting you to take 3 deep, slow, full breaths now. So breathing in as you really feel the body expanding. And then letting the breath go, feeling how the whole lungs, the muscles around the lungs all relax and contract quite naturally. And then taking 2 more breaths in the same way. With each exhale, you can get a sense of allowing any tension or tightness that's held in the body to soften, even if it's just a little, and let go. Softness in the jaw, in the shoulders, the belly, the whole body. And at the end of this next exhale, just relaxing any control of the breath. Let your breathing return to its own natural rhythm. But continue to really be attentive to the feeling of the breath moving. Really dropping your attention right inside the feeling of the breath in the belly, or wherever you feel the sensations of the breath the most easily. Could be the chest or the tip of the nostrils. Just finding a place now to rest the mind on the breath. And being attentive to each breath. 1 breath at a time. 1 moment at a time. Letting everything else go for a while. Have a sense of really settling in here. Just feeling the rhythm of the breathing. Not trying to change the breath in any way. And remember, if you find it helpful, you can place a hand on your belly and feel the rising and falling of the hand as the body continues to breathe. Just continuing to follow that rising and falling sensations of breathing in the body. Now, as you continue to follow the breath in this way, if at some point you get lost in thought or distracted by something, in that moment, really tuning in to what caught your attention. Was it a sound? Was it thoughts or perhaps a feeling? So each time you're drawn in by a distraction, just mentally note what the distraction was. So if there's sadness, you might mentally note, oh, sadness is here. Or you might just like to note the word, oh, sadness. If there's anxiety, you mentally note, oh, anxiety. Or if you prefer to keep the noting a bit simpler, you can simply note feeling. If you get lost in thoughts, just mentally noting, oh, thinking. And after you've noted, just letting go of what distracted you and returning your attention to the feeling and the flow of the breath. Just making sure that as you use this practice of mental noting, that it's really gentle and soft in tone. Just continuing in that way, following the feeling of the breath and mentally noting in a gentle and kind tone whenever you get caught up. So just remembering that you don't have to mentally note every single thought and feeling that arises, just the ones that distract you and pull you out of the present moment. Just continuing like that. Following the breath, noting when you get caught up. So just notice if your mind is drifted away, and if it has, just gently noting what distracted you and returning to the breath. Just doing that as many times as you need to. And now letting your attention expand out from the breath to a sense of your whole body sitting here breathing. Position of the legs, torso, arms, hands and head. The whole body as a field of ever-changing sensations. And tuning into the sounds of the day around you. Taking in the song of this moment. And as this practice now draws to a close, taking a deep breath in. And as you let it go, beginning to wriggle fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open eyes. So throughout the rest of the day, you can take this practice of mental noting with you. Remember, if you're aware of anxious thoughts arising, you can name it to tame it. The more you note your thoughts and emotions, the less power they have over you, the less power they have to pull you into reactivity. And with continued practice, mental noting can become second nature and act as an anchor to your calm center and a steady awareness. The more you keep at it, the more anxiety will start to naturally dissolve.
That's good. When I do that, mainly meditation, finding the labels kind of that work for me, like what do I want to say? That's anxiety or feeling. At one point, like my brain was spinning off on a story, and I thought, story, that happens a lot, where I thought it'll come up and it starts spinning a story, and I was like, and what's that? So finding the ones that work. I really agree with what Melody has to say in that if you practice that, it gets easier and it becomes like intuitive to do it. And for some reason, it's like almost like when you put a name on it, it's almost like popping a bubble and then it's gone. It just dissipates the thought. That's some pretty powerful stuff. Because getting thoughts like, to kind of chill can be challenging. So anyway, I think that was really good. So let me see, I had a couple more things I just wanted to encourage everybody. So another thing that we have discussed in the last couple of weeks was, and that I had also discussed with Dr. Aaron too, is that meditation and mindfulness and awareness is a lifestyle. It's really good for your body and your mind and your soul, and it's a way of thinking and conducting yourself in the world, and it's how you relate with other people and even how you relate with yourself. And it really is an act of self-care. When I was thinking about what we would do this week, I was like, you can almost equate it to getting a massage. It really is an act of self-care, and it really is that the residual afterwards is such just a calmer place on the inside. I thought it's almost like a massage for your body and your soul. So take that if that resonates at all. So this week's challenge is that hopefully you'll catch a couple minutes. Maybe you'll connect it with another regular habit that you're having in your life that's established, and follow this pattern. So I'm just going to say the pattern one more time because we're all getting used to trying to make this into a habit. So we settle into quiet, still, comfortable, and relaxed. Take a couple of deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice anything that your senses pick up. Feelings might be present or thoughts. And then start to notice your breathing, the rhythm of it, and where it's felt in your body. And when you're distracted in thoughts, utilize that noting technique that we're doing today. Note your thoughts that are distracting you. You don't have to take every single one that she said. And then gently return your attention to the flow of your breath. And so you can do that for a few minutes. So anyway, I think that's probably it for today. We've been finding that we really only need about a half an hour, unless anybody has something that they want to share. You're welcome to unmute if you're on Zoom. If you want to share anything about what that meditation was like for you, or if you guys have anything you want to share, you're welcome to, and we can wrap it up.
For me, meditation is extremely difficult. So driving meditation, especially someone getting after like a little while. So I try to be positive for myself because it is frustrating if I can run longer. So I try to positiveness towards you because we all know or we're learning how big meditation is for us, so you know, feel better. No matter what I feel.
Mhm.
So try to keep that positivity through the whole time, just because it's so hard for me, because I feel like couple seconds.
Yeah.
So it's always really nice. And then you have the,
Mhm.
now that's distracting.
It helps interrupt it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that helps.
yeah. No, that's a really good point.
Yeah. I think it's surprisingly easy for something that's not to totally rethink yourself and doesn't affect others at all. Because it's for you, but it's easy to get a little bit self-deprecating. Because you're
Sure.
thinking of, why can't I shut that thought off? Or why, what am I doing right now? And the naming it really helped me kind of like, I mean, I don't know, disperse that.
Yeah.
thought of, like,
I control it.
yeah, I named it. I was like, I'm being insecure, or I'm being, you know, I'm over analyzing, or, you know, like
Story.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
story.
for story.
Really good to look when I thought I was doze off.
Well, that's a good sign. We were relaxed. Anybody else getting sleepy? I know I was too, but no, those are both, what both of them had to say. I don't know. I hope the audio, I hope you guys picked up on that, and maybe some of that resonates for you as well. That it can be very easy to turn on yourself a little bit when your mind is distracted over and over again, which is why with guided meditations, they frequently will say, gently bring yourself back as many times as you need to. And learning how to have that friendly relationship with yourself, with your thoughts, and then not beat yourself up for it. That like, anyway, maybe as we're choosing the meditation for next week, there's a lot of them that talk about how to have that friendly approach to the thoughts that are coming up in your mind. So the fact that that's come up, you know, with both of you, guided meditations do help. And so anyway, all right, well, we'll wrap up so everybody can get going with their evening. But thanks for joining us today. And we will be here next week for our last meeting. And again, if there's anybody that wants to come join us, we can get into a slightly bigger room. And the more the merrier. It'd be really fun to see how many people we would have join us live next week. So anyway, have a good evening. Thanks so much.